Welcome to AnyHoop Pod with your boy JC.
Your boy 45, what's up with y'all?
We back. We got my man back in the studio because you know we have just watched one of the best games in NBA history. Instant classic right there, bro. This is a follow-up video to yesterday's video where I was breaking down what San Antonio had to do because you know I ain't gonna lie, I was biased. I'm on San Antonio's side. I'm done with the Kobe clone. You feel me? I am. But what he had to do to win this game against OKC because they was the favorite, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of went exactly how we said it had to go for San Antonio to win. So if you was here yesterday, remember I was telling y'all they had to hit their corner threes. They hit their corner threes. Wemby had to play physical, put pressure in the rim, not settle for twos. He didn't do that. Boy, did he put pressure on the goddamn rim. You feel what I'm saying? He put Chet in that joint a couple times. You feel what I'm saying? What else I said? I said the guards had to show up. I didn't know Fox wasn't going to be in there because that was like an hour before the game. They said Fox wasn't going to be on there. I already uploaded the video. But Fox didn't show up. But guess who showed up? Harper showed up and Castle showed up, bro. So it was a lot going on. And that's what we're going to break down in this video right here. Start off with my man Wemby, bro, because Wemby had 41 points, bro, 24 rebounds, bro, in a conference finals game, game one on the fucking road. Bro, what do you end up having, bro?
Wemby?
Yeah, Wemby, what's his number?
41 points, 24 boards. He had 3 blocks.
3 blocks, yeah. Man.
I mean, out of the 21 rebounds, 22 rebounds he had, the most impressive, he almost got a quadruple double with offensive rebounds, or it would be a triple double in that sense.
Triple double,
because he had 9 offensive boards, and that was really big in the game. Before OT, I think he had about 7 of them, but that is just the things he can do that like nobody else in the world can do is literally what separates him. But the fact that he's skillful, has the touch, could shoot. It's not that he can do athletically what everybody can't do, but he actually has the skill for it as well. It's insane.
And 24 rebounds. It's been a while since I've seen like 24 rebounds in a playoff game. I'm not going with
First in the conference finals debut since Will.
Sheesh, bro. So that was crazy. I like the way that he played basketball. I told y'all that I didn't want him settling for twos. I told y'all the defensive game plan for OKC is to make sure that he shoot twos and he doesn't put pressure on the rim. And what he did was the opposite. He put pressure in the rim. He forced his way in there. Towards the end of the game, you can see Alex Caruso and him battling back and forth. You can see he was a little tired battling the small guys. Even J-Dub was on him for a little bit. He was tired of battling these guys, but he fought through it, bro. And he didn't settle, bro. He did not settle for twos, bro. He just did not settle for twos. He made OKC feel his size, bro, false. And it was crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And then the 3. Oh my God, bro. The 3, bro. Oh my God. What is we talking about, bro? When he hit the 3, bro, I even hit the group chat, bro. I even hit the group chat with an audio message, bro. I was trying to be quiet. My girl was asleep in the other room. But it was turned, bro. It was turned. When he hit the 3, and we was talking about it, I knew that was the game right there. I'm not gonna lie. I know he tied it with that. But when he hit that 3, I knew that took their heart. That just took their heart right there, bro.
That's the first time that OKC started to pull away for a minute, and it actually felt like, dang, like for most of the game, most of the end of the game, I would say it felt definitely like Spurs. But then around that time, Shai started to get into his stride a little bit. Jalen Williams, even though he'd been out for a minute, he was doing his thing. It was like picking up where Alex Caruso kind of like left him off at. But
he had that behind the back.
Yeah, that behind the back.
Midi joint, and it was an and one. That was tough. I was like, oh, this shit.
And Jalen Williams, like a between league layup joint that was crazy too.
I was like, here we go. Here they come.
One thing about it though is I felt like OKC, which it kind of fell into Wemby's hand and let him rush a little bit. A lot of them fast breaks, they rushed it. They didn't pass it on the 2-on-1. They were acting a little frantic, but that's what happens when 7-5 guys chasing you. And he took advantage.
Do you feel like they could have attacked the paint more, or you felt like Wemby was just that good defensively?
I think they gave up too early on attacking the paint.
Okay. That'd be an adjustment.
That's ended up being their bread and butter towards the last 2 OTs when they started to get tired.
That's true. They were scoring right in the mid range. You feel what I'm saying?
It's just like you get tired shooting the ball. Wemby was getting tired and playing defense. He was still making it happen, but you could definitely see he was getting a little gas.
Definitely, bro. And then that last block that ended the game, bro, I was like, God damn. Yeah. I ain't even gonna lie.
Chet block.
Yeah, he sent that joint. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, Chet was. How you feel about Chet play versus Wemby's play in this specific game right here? Because I feel like
the game, the block into OT with 3 seconds left. You talking about that one?
Yeah, no, just the overall, the matchup overall.
Okay.
How you feel like Chet did? You feel like Chet shrunk in the moment, or you feel like Chet was just having difficulty with the matchup and he's just gonna have a difficult matchup this whole series?
I believe it took him a minute to like kind of get in the game. Didn't he have like a few points? Like
he only had, I think he only had 5 shots in the first half.
And one of the announcers even said it. He was like, when he started like shooting a little bit more, he said, "There you go, you're an all-star. Put your fingerprint on it."
Yeah, I remember that part too. Yeah.
So I'll say like towards the end, I think he woke it up a little bit. Those guys have been playing with each other for a minute. They have great chemistry. So, just trusting them and them just giving him the ball a little bit more, got a little bit better. I think Chet is an amazing player. He's going to be an all-star and possible Hall of Famer to come. It's just that sitting next to Wemby is really hard to kind of like, just for anybody to
drop
be
42
like,
on your head, man.
It's like, oh, he had 40 on you, but it's Steph Curry. Like, it's like, what you gonna do? Like,
it's KD. You feel what I'm saying?
And he's 7th. There's no way to guard a transition 30-foot shot from a 7'5" player that nobody can contest. No one's tall enough to contest it on the jump shot. I don't know if anyone's blocked the jump shot of his, but it's damn near impossible. It comes with a lot of timing.
They block his layup. I've never seen nobody do a jump shot.
Yeah, but he's way too tall
for a jump shot. Yeah.
And if you are tall enough to block, you probably don't got the mobility to do that.
But they did play good defense overall. OKC did, as far as the other guys. Like Wemby had to try for those 40 points. That wasn't no easy 40. You feel what I'm saying? He definitely worked for that 40. They made sure he worked for that 40. But he did. He prevailed. And like I was saying in yesterday's episode, it really was the other guys that showed up that helped them get to this 40 and that helped him go through this game. So Dylan Harper, bro, like I said, the guards had to show up because obviously they want to help off the guards. The defenders, whoever's playing defense on these guards, want to help off and rotate to Wemby. So you got to put pressure and make sure they don't rotate off too much. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what they did. Dylan Harper came in 24, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals. You feel what I'm saying? A rookie starting in the conference finals against the defending champs, bro. He stepped up, bro. And I think he made a couple mistakes, but I think he stepped up. He played real poised, bro, and real calm. You feel what I'm saying? I really like what was going on over there, bro. And I just feel like the role players really showed up in this game.
Some quality minutes from Keldon Johnson, some like timely buckets. Also, Carter Bryant, more on the defensive side, did a really good job with Shai.
Yeah, he was really locking down.
He's getting physicals. One play that stood out where he like jumped too early, but he's young, so I mean that's fine. There's one play I want to speak about though, because like for the most part they put Wemby in the spot so that where like the corner 3 guy would get open because you got to help over there. But it was one where like Wemby was over by the wing with Stephon Castle, and he threw this crazy pass right to the corner. I don't remember who hit it. It was either like Dylan Harper.
He had a couple of those.
But it was like a cross. He was into the game cross something.
He had 2 or 3 of those, and I was like, damn, we starting to pick them apart. That was the key too. So, like I said, they like to help off of the defenders, just like Mike was saying. They help off of the corner man. If you're able to make that pass, bro, and we was thinking that since Fox wasn't in there and Fox is the primary point guard and the playmaker of the team, that they wasn't going to be able to make those type of plays. And Castle went in there and made those type of plays. And not only that, they knocked those shots down too. But Vassell and Champagnie. Him and Champagnie. Champagnie hit 3 at the end of the game that was timely. Vassell hit 3 that was very timely. Like, they only made 3 each, but it was necessary 3, bro. That's all you need in playoffs, bro. That's really all you need.
When I need them.
So I really like that. They really hit their open threes.
And for someone who's not much of a point guard, Dylan Harper actually did a great job. It was towards the end of the game. He found Wemby when Caruso was guarding him and like kind of threw it to where Caruso couldn't get it. And by the time Wemby got it, he grabbed the ball. All he had to do was lay it up. So Dylan Harper, especially for one thing I will say, which probably won't be a problem next game if De'Aaron Fox plays, is them holding the ball too long for the shot clock and just like not being aware. But they're young guards, so it makes sense. But it was a lot of times where you're just like, what are they doing? But this conference finals probably the loudest arena they've ever been in.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot going on, a lot of blue shirts in the stands or whatever they decided to wear for the playoff game. But
they limited their turnovers. I was saying about that yesterday that I wanted to see Castle and Wemby limit their turnovers because those 2 guys, when they dribble, they get out of hand sometimes, just like Austin Reeves. And it was a couple times in the game where they put pressure on Castle and he did fumble the ball and turn the ball over a couple times, but they did limit their turnovers, so I was really impressed with that. that was another key to the game that I said yesterday that they had to limit their turnovers. It was a couple turnovers. I was like, damn. And that's why the game was close. You feel me? Double overtime. You feel me? They will turn you over. But they were able to limit the turnovers, especially at the end of the game when it's very important, when it came down to those 2-possession games, 1-possession games, where they was really able to limit the turnovers. So shout out to Caps for that, because I really thought he was going to turn the ball over a lot more than he did, especially with the pressure that they put on him. So they definitely put a lot of pressure on him. But now let's flip to SGA, because SGA, he ended with 24-12, right? So on paper, you like, oh, all right, he was around. But mind you, we went to double overtime. He did not start this game off well. He didn't play a good 4 quarters. No. I'm not gonna lie. First 4 quarters of the game was not good for him, man. He shot 7 for 23 for a lot of the game. He couldn't really get into a comfortable rhythm, bro. A lot of that was the Wemby defense, the Wemby effect. It is crazy watching a game like this where you see people who's used to just laying the ball up really think twice when they get just in the paint, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Or just throw up a dumbass floater instead of doing what they usually do because he in the paint. But he didn't play that well. Chet didn't play that well. What do you think are things that OKC can do to help those guys out in the next game?
I honestly think, because Shai got it together, but honestly, just when he gets the ball in space, like the Iverson cut they hit, stuff like that, just that movement, getting the ball rolling. Because the ISO stuff, it just doesn't work for the Spurs with the big bodies, a lot of long guys that can play defense. That's a lot of guys you've seen them collecting over the past couple of years. Guys with great wingspans that can cover that. So just having them have a little bit of movement. I say that a lot with Maxey. I don't like, I kind of don't like him. I don't like him to stagnate. You got to bring the ball up, all that stuff. Especially for a game winner kind of situation. I like it when, you got the big man has the ball and then it's a screen to it and he can get it to Shai. I like that. Spurs.
They did a thing where they had 2 shooters on the corners and that spaced out the defense a little bit more. Wemby's still sitting there in the paint, but it just spaced out the defense a little bit more and gave Shai more space to work a little bit, and it gave him that threat of the defender is looking, him in the back, and so he's like, damn, he can go left, he can go right, I don't know where he can go, and then that's the perfect mindset you want the defender in when you're ready to hit your step back. You feel what I'm saying? So as soon as they spaced the court out like that, he instantly got to a step back and hit a 3. You feel what I'm saying? It's just spacing like that could really help him out a lot. Chet is going to have to hit his shots, but Chet is going to have to really press the issue. I'm not going to lie. He's going to have to press the issue. They got to do what they did with Chris Bosh for him. You know how when Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, when they played together, they gave Chris Bosh early touches. So they gave him the first 5 touches, straight play calls for Bosh and let Bosh get into a rhythm. And then he was way more willing to play defense and do all that throughout the rest of the game. We need to do that with Chet. I'm not gonna lie. We need to get Chet in rhythm first. I feel like that's probably the key to the game. Get Chet in rhythm first, because SGA gonna get in rhythm whenever SGA needs to get in rhythm. You feel what I'm saying?
That's probably his worst game of the series.
So I feel like getting Chet into rhythm early will be a big key for them and a big adjustment I feel like they can make going forward for playoffs, period. But definitely this series right here, because if you get his confidence up, you can just see, bro, he just ain't had no confidence next to Wemby, bro. Wemby was dunking on him all game. You feel what I'm saying?
And Wemby be talking crazy. I don't know what he be saying.
He called him the P word. Ooh,
he's talking crazy to SGA.
Yeah. And he was laughing at
That's
SGA.
my MVP.
I ain't gonna lie.
Then the one, I think the spin dunk jump where he grabbed the ball, he took his ball, went home. I'm about to get a tag.
I'm like, damn, man.
They lucky he Wemby.
Crazy, yeah, bro.
Lucky he Wemby.
They was going crazy. Yeah, so his confidence not there against Wemby. It's hard, but bro, you got, you really one of them, bro. You really one of them. Right. You can hoop too.
Yup.
And I feel like the OKC shooting just made it worse. They had Alex Caruso was the only guy that was really hitting threes.
Yeah,
he's really the only one that's shooting. What they end up shooting? What the team ended up shooting from 3? If you can see,
I can see it. They ended up shooting 17 for 45, but that was more Caruso than anybody else. You take Caruso out of that. Because Caruso, he shot himself 8 for 14. So, you take him out, that percentage is way worse.
It's way worse. Nobody else was really hitting those threes. So, they're going to have to...
It's 10 for 31, which is below 30% at that point.
So, I ain't even going to lie. That was one of them things. Now, I think this was a statement win. This was one of those, we're going to put the champs on notice. But this don't win the whole series. It's not one of those, we're looking at it, we're like, oh, all right, they win the series. Like I said, this is a double overtime game. One of the best games we've seen.
They do have home field advantage.
They do have, now they stole home court. Here's what I would do, bro. This might sound crazy, but because we went to double overtime, I think we did our job. I'm resting Wemby. I'm resting Wemby for the next game. Come home, we here. You feel what I'm saying? And then we could play the whole series next year.
You different.
Next year. But we won the first joint. We punt this joint. We punt the next game, and then we go home. We take them joints.
No, you gotta play them. Cause you could punt a little later.
What about restrict? No,
yes, I'm saying. No, I'm saying I ain't mean punt it later. I'm saying like you could win this game. That's what I'm saying. This is the tech. Because if
so you saying stay on the ass.
The Spurs win this next game, series is over. Series is over. I don't got them coming back.
For real?
They already beat them 4-1, and I know like regular season is different than the playoffs, but just the matchup alone, they just don't really. The matchup is you don't have anything for Wemby.
They don't.
That's really the matchup.
That's the matchup.
And they're missing their point guard that would have been a little bit better in the clutch.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but we didn't get to see this. But I feel like De'Aaron Fox was there. Probably when it went to double OT. I think probably could have taken care of it. It was a lot of like,
at least in the first overtime.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad shots they didn't have to take, or like things that was rushed. And if the ball's in De'Aaron Fox's hands, he's a little faster, but he definitely takes his time.
And he makes shots. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Especially in the clutch.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't. All right, so you saying?
So I'm saying
put your all into the next game.
I'm saying make sure he don't get no 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Like if he because he played a lot this game.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, bro, we might as well just rest.
I'm like, nah, we winning this game. And we got the hearts too. Like, we ain't resting no Wemby.
We ain't resting no Wemby.
And they're the defending champs.
They are the defending champs.
If it was somebody on the East, I say, yeah, go ahead, rest one. You can rest in the first 2 games. We might win them.
So we might win these joints, but this one, we need everything. All right.
No, we need everything. And he refuses to sit down after a game like that.
Yeah,
and then just who he is as a competitor. And that's the craziest thing, because when you watch somebody, even with Luka, when we found out about him before he got to the league, you just know him as the player. You know what you see. You don't get to see that many interviews out of him, especially because over there they're speaking a different language. But you don't know who they're going to be as they grow. But especially with Wemby, you could just tell what he wants. You could tell just how he acts. He wants to be the best. He wants to win a lot. You just got that demeanor. So it's amazing that somebody with that much talent and skill set and like abilities could actually wants to win this bad.
Yeah, we just make sure he don't get on the bus. You know what I mean?
What you mean?
Oversleep or something. You missed the first bus, second bus, third
You
bus.
saying if you OKC? Like
if I'm the Spurs.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I know young boy want to play.
Throw some melatonin in this year.
Just lock his door. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get rid of his drawers or something like that. He got I can't find my uniform.
Yes, his lucky shorts.
Yeah. You feel me? He all late. You feel what I'm saying? We cut some minutes off because he played 50 minutes. I am concerned with the durability, especially moving forward. I know they've been slow rolling him out here. We got time, bro. We got time. We're not even supposed to be here. You feel what I'm saying? Just think about it that way. We're not even supposed to be here yet. So we can really rest Wemby right now, bro. You feel me? And still win the series. That's just how I feel. You feel me? Because they played a lot.
Amazing.
But what's your biggest takeaway from the series? From this game?
I don't want to be lazy and say Wemby, but it's what's been like a main thing for the playoffs though. It's having the best player on the floor means a whole lot, because if you take De'Aaron Fox out, on paper, OKC might have 2 or 3 guys better than the next Spurs player. But when you have a player that can do so much on the court, it matters a whole lot, and that speaks more to needing your best player to be able to do very good for you to win. So like for both teams, SGA is going to have a master class, and Wemby's going to have a master class. Of course, the role players finalize it all out, but it's not. There's no winning from either if they drop the ball. But like I said, I think this is Shai's worst game for the series. And I also think with De'Aaron Fox coming back and a lot of players playing better, Spurs didn't shoot too well outside of Wemby. So I think it could be like it could be definitely a more tighter games. It won't just be just one very close game.
My biggest takeaway is the poise that San Antonio had going into double overtime against the defending champs. I feel like they was really poised. It was some sporadic plays towards the end, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. Obviously nothing they could come back from because they won the game. I felt like Harper was calm. I felt like Vassell was calm. I felt like Wemby was calm. It was a lot of times in those in the overtime periods where they couldn't score like they wanted to score. They wasn't scoring the same way as easy as they were in the beginning of the game, but they didn't get frustrated. And it didn't try to speed up either. I seen Castle actually slow down in a couple of his drives. You feel what I'm saying? Like, really started taking their time and really, you can really see that they were saying to themselves, don't freak out, don't crash out, stay calm. They had that awareness. So I don't think they're going to choke. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to choke. If they lose, it's not because they choked, they lost because they lost to the better team. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to choke. And that's what I'm glad.
You can tell De'Aaron Fox is definitely in their ear, though.
Oh, yeah. And De'Aaron Fox calmed a lot of them down on the court. I forgot what was going on. It was something that was going on.
It was like a crazy turnover or two in a row.
Yeah.
And he just he smiled at like Dylan Harper or something like that. You could just tell
that's
he was
what
going
it
to go
was.
talk
Dylan
to him.
Harper turned the ball over like twice in a row. And he calmed him right down. He definitely calmed him right down. He's like, cool, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, I think he was turnover and he didn't box out. He didn't box out and they got a putback. And it was like, damn, bro, box out. The coach was going crazy.
And he made a defense assignment too.
Yeah, he was going crazy. So De'Aaron Fox calmed him down. I really like to see stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So
that's why you need your vets.
That's why you need your vets. So this right here, like we've been saying, this was like a preview to what we're going to see probably for the next 5 to 10 years going on in this Western Conference. But I felt like this right here showed us that they was ready for the moment right now. You know what I'm saying? Not in the future, but right now. 41-24 on a roll against the defending champs. That's the future of the league type stuff.
This is the first time in the playoffs, right?
Yup. As a group, yup.
Wemby's first time in the playoffs for sure, right?
Wemby's first time in the playoffs. I think they missed it. Yeah. I think they missed it. I don't think they made the play or nothing like that. So that was game 1. That's how we feel about game 1. How you feel about game 2? What's your prediction for the series? They got my prediction. Spurs in 7, baby.
I have to say Spurs in 6, yo.
Spurs in 6. Yeah, I was feeling Spurs in 6 too. I ain't gonna lie. We'll see. But I got Spurs in 7 because I don't think the chin's going down like that. They might blow them out next game. How you feel about next game?
I think the Spurs take this, John. Spurs take this, John. I think they go back to OKC. OKC gets one. I'm gonna go back to go to San Antonio. Yeah. OKC gets one, and then when they OKC go back home with that momentum in the crowd, it goes 3-2. Okay. And then Spurs end it back at home, game 6.
Okay. I think game 2, Spurs get blown the fuck out. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be bad. They're gonna be tired. Wemby gonna be tired. Wemby gonna try. Wemby probably don't have 40. Wemby probably had like 24 or something like that. Or maybe we might get one of those 18, 20 rebounds, like 10 assists, like one of them type
7
games.
blocks.
Yeah, 7 blocks, like one of them type games where he didn't score a lot type situation. Because they're gonna be tired. The double overtime, you can tell they're tired. They're exhausted.
Yeah, they got some fresh leads coming off the
bench. They got some fresh leads and they're young boys.
I was talking about De'Aaron Fox coming off the...
And De'Aaron Fox is coming back. I think he's coming back next game. He should be coming back next game. And they got a day of rest. They're not playing back-to-back. So I don't think they're going to be completely tired. But I think they won't know how tired they are until they hit the court and they play. And we get into these situations where you got, expert a lot of energy to win the game. And I think that's when it's going to show up. It's going to show up in these jump shots when they can't hit jump shots at the end of the game. There's going to be stuff like that. So I think third quarter start to get better.
You don't feel like OKC going to be fatigued, or you just think because they've already did a run like this?
I think they're deep enough. I think some of those guys had bad games that was on the bench that can bounce back from that in the next game. I just think they're deep enough. They have enough players that one or two of those bench guys going to show up, like Isaiah Joe might show up. You know what I'm saying? And, what's his name? He was second leading scorer on the team. Now Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell.
About this game?
AJ Mitchell. Yeah. AJ Mitchell. Him, like, those two might have a good game. It might not be SGA and Chet. It might be those two guys who have a great game, and then, SGA get his regular 25, 30 points, and they win like that, and it just turned to a blowout because of the defense and everything, the intensity like that. They've been here before. OKC been here before, and I just think they outlast them in game 2, just specifically game 2. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about game 2. But other than that, that is this. You feel what I'm saying? I will be breaking down the Eastern Conference game maybe later on today, or maybe we'll just react to it because I don't got faith in the Cavaliers. I really don't. So it might be a blowout.
We had to go from this to
to
Knicks Cavs, man.
Cavs. Oh god, what is this?
It's like the Warriors versus Cavs in the finals when it was just Bron.
Yeah, you feel me? Right? You're like, damn.
You go from the West to another year. Just the West is being way better than the East.
Than the East, bro. For real. But other than that, let us know in the comments. You feel what I'm saying? You already know what we need. We need the likes, subs, the hypes. You feel what I'm saying? Let us know how you feel. Who you got in this series right here? Are you enjoying this? Was that the best game you ever seen? Because that was the best postseason game. Well, second best postseason game I ever seen. You feel what I'm saying? Double overtime. That was a good jump right there. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your night and don't forget, watch basketball. Peace.
Ooh, yeah, show them how we do it. You already know that money talk real fluent. We don't gotta prove it, got these niggas looking clueless. I got JC on the beat and I got him going stupid. I say, ooh, yeah, show them how we do it. You already know that money talk real fluent. We don't gotta prove it, got these niggas looking clueless. I got JC on the beat and I got him going stupid. I said, ooh, damn, it's the flow for me. Man, I'm burning up the booth, it's like 100 degrees. Man, I'm like 100.